Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. This is Dylan with Tucson Future Classics, and that is our 2004 all-wheel drive Honda Element. If you're shopping for Honda Elements, you probably already know everything I can tell you about this car. But I'm going to tell you anyway, because this is one of the coolest little rectangles Honda has ever made. This particular one has just under 185,000 miles on it, 3-owner vehicle, and it has a fantastic Carfax vehicle history report. I mean, it's got 32 or 33 different service records going back the whole life of the car. So it's been pretty well maintained. Lived most of its life in Oregon before coming to Flagstaff and then down to us here in Tucson. It's finished in what I think is probably the coolest color these ever came in, that really striking orange with the black and gray interior. But all that aside, it's got the 2.4 liter K-Series Honda motor, the automatic transmission, and that really stout real-time Honda all-wheel drive. Mechanicals aside, these things are just so cool. I mean, what other car can I literally just step into, walk through, and pop out the other side? It's got suicide doors, it's got folding up rear seats, it's got a split back hatch with a sunroof up there so you can lay the back seats down and stargaze. I mean, these are just super cool, well thought out vehicles that have just, I mean, peak Honda ingenuity, and you gotta love them for that. As we walk around, I'll shut these doors. Also note the super cool venting windows on the suicide doors, and there's that rear moonroof popped up to vent as well. This, having lived in places where there are pine trees and being generally outdoorsy and adventure vehicles, you'll see marks like these here, and here, carrying all the way over on the doors, up onto the roof, here, and down onto the hood. Meaning that for a not insignificant portion of its life, it had been parked under some pine trees, and the acid in the pine pitch started to etch the clear coat. The paint is still good underneath, but these little white spots that we just could not polish or buff out without fearing burning through the paint. Other than that, we did 2 pieces of body cladding on the driver's side, or on the passenger side right there, and basic maintenance on that. A few little suspension bushings in the rear, oil change, alignment, and this thing was good to go. But let's get inside of this thing, under the hood, in the back, and take it for a drive and start poking around all the cool and weird and nerdy things that Honda did to make this such a unique little adventure vehicle. Up under the horsepower barn with that K24 Honda motor. These things are super stout little engines. They've been using everything from the Accords to the Odyssey minivans to the CRVs to this little rectangle. And if you want to know just how stout these really are, look up Honda K-Swap motors sometime. It's pretty crazy what people can do with them. But in this particular application, it's 160 horsepower, 160 foot-pounds of torque. That gives you, with the automatic and the all-wheel drive, probably 19 to 23 miles per gallon combined everywhere. I mean, it is a brick-shaped little utility box, so aerodynamics are not exactly your friend. But durability and simplicity is the name of the game under here. You've got your washer fluid reservoir there. This is your power steering. ABS module right front and center. That guy there is your cruise control module. Check your oil level. Add oil if you need to. Down there, in remarkably plain sight, is your power steering rack. This here is your air filter. You've got your brake fluid reservoir here, fuse box, battery, and right over here is your coolant reservoir and expansion tank. Simple, easy to access, and just a durable little engine and powertrain. Split tailgate, which is pretty cool. Lift struts bring it up. You can push it that last little way up and it kind of locks itself. Then the lower tailgate, flip that. Got a big level load floor, and I'll put the seats down and show you how to do them later. But for now, I have the back seats slung up, and they're secured by carabiners to reinforced hand grabs there, which is pretty cool. Other than the really neat seating arrangement and the flat load floor, the only other thing you got going on back here is a spare tire down there, and these two pockets left and right are big hard-sided storage cubbies, and the right-hand side has a cigarette lighter adapter. Oh yeah, and your moonroof in the rear. Pretty cool. So, climbing in to the captain's seat of the Honda here. If you want to be normal, you can just use the doors. I just wanted to do that. But you've got a really simple control layout up front. You've got power windows, power door locks, and power mirrors. Cruise control is down there. So you hit that on and it'll activate the cruise control buttons here. Simple, regular headlight controls, stock, really super simple gauge cluster, tack, speedo, fuel, and temperature. Moving over, AM, FM, CD, and auxiliary, with the auxiliary line in being over there, 12-volt socket. Below that, HVAC controls, pretty standard fare stuff. How hot you want it, how hard you want it, and where you want it. Gear shift for that 4-speed overdrive automatic transmission, and some more cool Honda E stuff they did. Down below, that is a subwoofer, which is pretty sweet. If I pan the phone down, see that floor is textured. That is a rubberized floor coating that runs back to front. You can hose this car out to clean it out after adventures, which is pretty wild. Glove box here, you've got room for its own books and our entire dealer plate. So that's a pretty decent sized glove box in there. And just lots of neat little storage cubbies throughout, even up above. This little notch, you can clip sunglasses or what have you there. You could lay something in here, like if you wanted to like camp out or hang out, you could put a little secondary, like a Bluetooth speaker up here. Do just all sorts of cool stuff. You've got down below 3 cup holders and a hardened plastic case here along with your parking brake. And other than that, I mean, it's pretty simple in terms of controls, but it's all the little features, like these suicide rear doors that open completely up is pretty nuts. When I put the back seats down, I'll show you the front seats. And I have a picture of this in the still pictures, but the front seats lay completely flat. Take that headrest off, it meets up to the bottom of that back seat, and you can make a bed of seats from the steering wheel to the tailgate. They're just super, super cool vehicles. And yeah, so that's where the rear seats lock in. Big, wide load floor. These are just some of the coolest, quirkiest little things. I love them. I'm gonna pause here, get those back seats on the ground, and show you how everything goes in the back. All right, so climbing into the back seat here. Before we even sit down, I'll show you how to set the back seats up. Flip this up. This carabiner holds the seat up. All you got to do is release it, let it drop to the ground, pull this strap, and boom, up comes the seat. Again for this side. Flip this down, unclip the carabiner from up top, let that drop, let the whole seat drop down and lock in, and then boom, back seat set up. Now, that seat slides all the way forward to make ingress and egress easier, but space back here is pretty awesome. This seat is all the way back and leaned back slightly so I can take pictures. And I'll spin the camera around and give you an idea. I'm 6'1", 260 pounds. I'm not small. The back seats on these sit up high or leaned back a little bit. And I mean, it's a big rectangle. There's plenty of room. I'll spin the camera around, show you all like 3 features you get back here. You got your cup holders. You've got a door pocket with a water bottle holder there. You get little venting windows for airflow. And you get a door handle. but you don't get to use it quite yet. The front door opens, then that releases the locking pins, and that door can swing open because the front door locks onto that. But yeah, very spacious, very neat little thing. 30-second sidebar again. One more thing I forgot in the back. Pull this, lift this. Back seats are not only flipping up, but they are completely removable. That right there is the apparatus to do it, both driver and passenger side. The other thing is that roof panel there. There is a way to completely remove that and store it in the factory roof hatch storage bag, which is still in here. Pretty cool. So you can take the seats out, take the glass out, stand up and stick your head out of the sunroof like you're on safari. But, well, maybe don't do that on public roads. The police might have a problem with it, but like, just fun stuff. All right. Quickly leaving the top of the parking garage here. Windows are open so you all can hear everything that's going on. But once we get out of here, we'll do some residential driving, some high-speed driving, a quick 0 to 40 to 0 acceleration and ABS braking test, and that kind of stuff. But just listen to this as we go through the parking garage here. All the tire noise, the engine noise, all that's going to be accentuated. And if any like suspension noises or bad stuff would be showing up, this is where you'd really be hearing them. And there we go. ABS right to a stop. Moves pretty all right, and it stops really good. Let's put all 160 horses to use and get this little brick up on the highway, shall we? Yeah, there you go. There's merging speed. Immediately into slowing traffic, but moves pretty good. For being so rectangular and so open inside, surprisingly not that crashy with not as much wind noise as you'd expect. Like that right there is cruising at 75, holding 3,000 RPM. And last stop before we head back to the yard, some low speed, windows down, pretty broken up pavement in a residential kind of municipal area here. Once again, let you listen to the suspension, the drivetrain as we go over all the bumps and rough terrain. But yeah, suspension, this thing handles imperfections pretty good like that, or even, oh look, a speed bump. Boing. It just doesn't care. Boom. Back to the yard to wrap everything up here on our little friend-shaped adventure rectangle. If you've liked what you've seen so far and you want to see and learn more about this element, please go to our website, TucsonFutureClassics.com. On the website, we will have the full listing on this vehicle, including a written description, a suite of photos, and the Carfax Vehicle History Report. I do have to ask, though, we are an appointment-only dealership, so when you're ready to come check this out in person, please do give us a heads up and make an appointment. There's only 4 of us down here, and that gives us the best chance to make the best introduction of the car to you. When you're ready, give us a phone call, shoot us a text, email us to info@TucsonFutureClassics.com. You can also hit us up on Facebook Messenger or slide into our Instagram DMs. But hopefully, I've been able to tell you everything you could ever want or need to know to make an informed decision on this element. And if I have done that, well, I've been Dylan. We'll see you soon.